Hello everyone, this is David Kalili making a little video on how to create a client notification system for your office using Therapy Flow so that you can use the subscription that you're already paying for and not have to pay an additional 10 to 20 bucks a month for this nice feature. You're paying a couple $100 for Therapy Flow probably per month, so why not use all the systems within it. So if you like this, let me know and I can make more videos on the use of Therapy Flow and automations, but I'll get started. So first we're going to need to make a field. So the process of this is we're going to make a field, a form, a workflow, and then testing it out. So we make a field by going to settings over here, and then go down to custom fields. And then I made one already called demo. So let's check this out. But what you would do is you would add a field, hit radio, and then create it here. But I'll show you what it looks like. So from here, you would hit add field. You selected radio select. That is very important because this is the one that offers the image icons. I think it's a nice look. Clients have commented on it and said it's a nice look. If you don't want an image with the provider name, you can do a checkbox if you'd like. So I have radio select. I have who are you here to see today. The object was contact. The group, I have, we have different folders for the groups. So within this group, I put it in the providers folder. I may move this later, but for now, this is in the providers folder. And then we have the provider names. I am hiding the names of the innocent and the guilty that work at Rouse Relational Wellness. But here are some other sex therapists and researchers. So you put their names, image if you'd like, and then click save. Then we'll go over to building forms. So you go to sites, and then forms, and then you can add a form, start from scratch. So you make a form, and then what I did with this form is, I added a basic single line text. Welcome, who are you here to see today? The demo, and then this would be the radio, so then I would go to custom fields, and then type in a keyword that is in the name of that field. And then I would just drag this in. It's already there, so but I'll show you. I drag this in, and then there we go. And then this is a submit button, just simple submit button there. And then it would look something like this, right? And so they would click Alfred Kinsey, and then they would do notify provider. And then also make sure on the form builder itself that you click on systems options icon, go to options. It's going to pop up at styles, click over to options, then on submit. And you're going to want to take the URL of this form, which you can get here at integrate, copy URL. And then on submit, you want it to select open URL and put the same URL for this exact form in there. So that way it just automatically refreshes to the existing page so that the next client can tap in. All right, so we're going to save this, and then we're going to go over to our workflow. So the way that I've done it is, I made a copy of our existing workflow. You would just create a workflow. I start from scratch. But here's what mine looks like. So I'll zoom out a little bit. May look daunting, but it's pretty straightforward. So you want to have an initial trigger, right? So the initial trigger is form submitted. Then form is the filter, and then you just click down and you select the appropriate form or forms to trigger this workflow. And then you will go click over here. So we're going to create a new one. If else is the condition. Keep to build your own. You're going to name it. So we'll name it Alfred Kinsey. And then we go down here, select contact details folder. And then you can just type in the name of the form right there. So you're saying that it is looking for this selection within this form. So it's just connecting this forms option with this branch. Okay. Then you can just duplicate the branch. I have TMJ. Okay. Anyone else here have TMJ? Any other business owners have TMJ? I'm probably the only one. All right. Betty Martin, and so on and so on. So I'm going to actually cancel this because I already did this down here. So we have this one, right? It's going to Betty Martin, da da da. And then within here, it's already gonna, once you create the branches, this will auto-populate. All of these little ones are gonna auto-populate. And then from each branch, you're gonna click the plus sign, internal notification, notification type. So you can do email, notification, or SMS. This notification option is only available if you have a user or provider that also has an account on your therapy flow. Otherwise, I just use email and SMS other than for myself. And then with email and SMS, I just ask my providers, do you have a preference? Set a limit, you can only change it 1 or 2 times every 6 months. And then, so let's see. So we got an email, and then all we do is put, where this is from. So you can put Rouse, or you can put, your name. Uh, and then I just put waiting room. And then custom email. And then just Rouse it. And then, you can make a little notification subject. So they're here. Ah, go there. And then just a quick little thing, or you don't have to do anything right here. You can just keep it all in the subject line. I keep it interesting or fun, however you want to define it. Your patient awaits the. I have some providers that like the term patient, some that like the term client. I'm choosing my battles. All right, so we got that one. Oh, this needs to be waiting room at Rouse. All right, so we've got that. This is the one that I just created. So if I were to keep this going, it would just send 2 different notifications. So if you wanted, if your providers wanted, they could get one email notification and then one text notification. And the way to do the text notification, let me just, I'll start from scratch. So remember, internal notification, SMS, custom number, and then you just put in the phone number. All right. This would be the format. You don't need any like pluses or 011, whatever, anything like that. And then you put in, the message that you want to have them texted. Wake up. They are ready for you. Or, something nicer. Your client is in the waiting room. And then you hit save. And so then now, if someone's come to see Dr. Kinsey and they tap, They tap this one over here. They see, Alfred, notify. Then Dr. Kinsey will get an email and a text. This is the option for doing an internal notification for someone who has an account within Therapy Flow. But I would, you can just do it this way with the email and the custom email and the SMS and the custom SMS. All right, I think that's about it. And then you would just go and test. It was pretty straightforward for me. Did a couple of tests, and then I was able to get it pretty locked in. And then I got a little kiosk, put it in the waiting room, and I really haven't had to manage it ever since. This is actually like the first time in a few months that I've had to look at it. Yep, feel free to comment below if you want any more information or consultation or any more videos on this stuff. I'm currently making a ticket tracking system for internal use. All right, take care.